can't really give over my experience. Because, you know, like the rabbi who was sitting here, it's trying to explaining a blind person the color. I can't even give over my, what I tell you is like maybe 1% of everything, because I can't even put it in words to give it over. It's almost like you have a headache, and you tell me, I have a headache, and I tell you, can you explain to me how the head hurts? It hurts. How is that? How do you feel? You feel the pain here, you feel the pain here. You know what I mean? When you're experiencing something, you can't give it over. You know it. So I can't really give over my experience. The only thing that I can give over is that many things. First thing is that everything that you do in this world has a reaction. You do a good deed, there's a reaction, a good reaction. You do a bad deed, there's a bad reaction. You do a mitzvah, something happens. Everything that you do in this world has a ripple in the spiritual world. Now, how you choose to live your life, that's already, and I'm not saying anything. I'm coming and telling you, this is what I saw, and every time that you do a mitzvah, know that you're shaking the heavens. And that the day will come when you go up to Shamayim, you'll get the reward for that. And on the other hand, when you do an opposite of a mitzvah, you do Averah, just know that something happens. You know exactly what happens? When a person, Chas v'Shalom, decides to do an Averah, a sin, the first thing that happens is that he didn't listen to Hashem. He did the opposite of what Hashem told him to do. Because Hashem told you, do this, he didn't do it. The second thing that happens is that, remember I was talking about these garments, these spiritual garments that go on the soul. Then when a person does an Averah, he creates this blemish on the garment. If the person had the opportunity to do tshuva in his life, then he washed away that sin. He was waiting for Yom Kippur washes these sins. But Chas v'Shalom, a person does a big Averah. There's a lot of Averot that are severe, and even Yom Kippur doesn't even wash the stain so much. You have to do serious tshuva. But the fact is that this blemish goes on the soul, and it has to be removed. And if the person didn't do tshuva before he dies, then the soul has to go to Gehenom, to hell, and get washed off. It's not a bad thing. It just washes off the neshama. It's not a good. It's not so comfortable. It's painful for the neshama, but the neshama has to go through it to be cleansed. Another thing that happens when the person does a sin is that he creates this malach, this angel. The Gemara calls it malach Kabbalah, a destructive angel. An angel that comes to exactly how it's called, to destruct. Comes to annoy the soul, comes to bite off the soul. Kabbalah explains that when you do Averah, you create this negative energy, it's called klipa. Worse than all of that, when a person does a sin, he creates this blemish in all the spiritual worlds that affects everybody around you. So if you do the same thing with a mitzvah, you do a mitzvah, it affects everybody around you in a positive way. You do a Chas v'Shalom Averah, it affects everybody. At the end of the day, when the neshama goes up to Shamayim, if he didn't do tshuva, and he didn't clean everything off and killed all these malachim, the soul has to deal with it. It's very simple. So, how you choose to live your life, that's, you do whatever you want. You were brought up a certain way, you have a rabbi, you know what you need to know. I come and tell you, just know that when you do a mitzvah, there's a reaction, a good one. And when you do Chas v'Shalom, and the opposite, you just know that you have to deal with it. If you're willing to take the chance and saying, okay, a lot of people tell me, that's fine with me, I'll deal with it when I get there.
So Yom Kippur doesn't wipe away?
Not all the Averot. We'll get to that. Well, but the bottom line is that if you want to take something out of this night, is that first of all you have to understand that whatever you do now, you want to add more. You pray 1 time a day, start praying 3 times a day. You pray already 3 times a day, not in a minyan, start praying with a minyan. You're not, whatever, I can give you a whole list of things to do. But whatever you're doing now, don't be satisfied with where you are now. If you keep Shabbat, say, okay, what can I add to my Shabbat? If I, give charity, where can I add and give more? Everything you can
say
give.
This to progress, not to regress.
For sure. Yeah. You always have to continuously, constantly growing. If you're satisfied with where you are, you're not in a good place.